So, the next 10 ways to have more energy. If you have your tasks in the day divided up separately, depending whether they're left brain or right brain, you'll stop crossing your wires and going from like between mental blocks. So there's a great book by a guy called Jason Timothy called The Mental Habits of Music Production. So I credit him fully for this. It's fantastic. If you make music or you do any kind of software stuff, get it. Left brain tasks are generally things like your accounting, your tax returns, you're doing maths, and your creative right brain stuff's like designing a logo. So don't go from designing a logo to doing the books to visualizing something or thinking about something creatively to doing data entry or sending emails in that way. Actually, I'm not sure where sending emails comes under that. But don't go from left brain to right brain, left brain to right brain. Do all your left brain tasks in one big block. So number 2 is to burn your ships. If you like do something to tell all your friends, for example, like with me on Facebook, over the next week or so, I'm going to be putting loads of stuff up regarding Lifetree World. So I'm saying to everyone I know, like, look, this thing works, and I know it does because I've seen people earning money, and I feel like if I kind of put it publicly that, yeah, okay, this works, I'm going to do it. If I don't make any money from it, then I'm going to look kind of silly, aren't I, really, to everyone I know. So if you do that with whatever you kind of want to achieve, then the fear of embarrassment or looking silly will kind of push you to success. They found, well, Napoleon used to do it a lot. They used to burn the ships, and other war generals do it too, so that the soldiers wouldn't have any retreat, so they couldn't flee, they couldn't run the battle. So they fought to the death. They would fight harder than every other soldier because they knew there was no way out. Okay, the next one is put your eggs in someone else's basket. So my friend Joe, I said to him, right, this is when I was setting up my other business. I was like wanting to kind of really be on just being the best I could be and working as hard as I can, because in business you need to work really, really hard. You need to be better than everyone else. Not a better person, but work harder. Your business needs to be better. The amount of effort you put in needs to kind of be more to succeed. You need to know the most. So it's like, right, I'm gonna only sleep 5-6 hours and just smash it basically. So I said, right, I'm gonna be up at 5 to 6 every morning. So I said to him, look, if I don't do this, if I don't go outside my house and send you a picture message of my street, then you can have my speakers. So I ended up, like, it worked for a little while, and then, but because it was a new habit, because it was quite difficult, sometimes, hi Joe, if you're watching, I'd take a picture from inside my window, like of the street, and you couldn't tell, so I didn't actually leave the house. And I kind of went back to sleep a few times. He didn't know that, but then a couple of times I actually forgot to text him. He said, look, I'm coming to take your speakers. I was like, absolutely no way, no chance at all. I said, I'm sorry I lied, but I wasn't supposed to fail. So I didn't do it properly. So the way you do it properly in that situation was I said, look, Joe, here's my speakers. For the next month, if I don't text you, take a picture from the other end of my street with the full picture in that time, then you can either keep my speakers or give them to charity. I could obviously try and persuade him to get them back, but I would have said, look, if I try and persuade you to get them back, then give them to charity, because there's no way I'm going to go to a charity shop and say, look, those are my speakers. So right, the next one, there's a book by a guy called Steve Levinson, and he says we have a primitive mind and our mind has evolved since then, but we're still like primates in some ways. So your body's always worrying about survival, and survival isn't necessarily going to get you success. So if you do just start on a task, if you just start, like if you're going to be cooking, for example, if you just start cooking, it's a lot easier than thinking I'm going to do it all the way through, or if you're just going to get on the jog treadmill, just begin. Saying you can quit at any time, you don't have to do a full half an hour of exercise. They had a teacher who found if he just started to mark an essay, said, look, I'm only going to do 1, or I'm only going to do 10, I'm not going to do loads and loads and loads, I'm just going to get to where, I'm just going to do as many as I feel like it. And knowing that you could quit really helps. they found with exercise as well, if I just start doing exercise and I can quit whenever I want, once you actually get on the treadmill or get on the exercise bike, it's a lot easier. You just find your body does it. It's a mental thing. Right, the next one they say in that book is doing something right before doing something wrong. So if you want to eat chocolate, have an apple first. If you want to lay down and go to sleep, jog around the block first to get some fresh air. So if you get into the habit of doing that, what actually happens is when you start doing the right thing, you don't want to do the wrong thing. Like if you want to get a takeaway, have something healthy first. That's important for diet, because diet is a massive part of this. If you want to be able to do more of your day, you need to have the diet, because I'll talk about that another time, but it's really important. So do the right thing before you do the wrong thing. The next one is to plan properly. Every single day, plan out everything that you want to do and put it on paper. Because what happens is you'll start crossing off the things throughout the day, and by the time it gets to the evening, and that's when you're starting to get tired, or you want to watch 8 out of 10 Cats or whatever it is, you only have a couple things left on that list. So then it's so much easier when you see all those other things you've done. And also plan by the time, so right, how many minutes you're going to spend on each thing, and you'll find your body just sticks with that. Right, Steve Covey, in his book 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, great book, says you have your production and you have your production capability. So if you say I'm going to smash out 16 hours a day, whatever you're doing, going from that to from 8 hours a day isn't easy. You have to train like an athlete. You have to train your mind like you train your body. You don't just go in and bench 100 kilos straight away. You have to work your way up. So you have to grow as a person to be able to do the work. So you have to do it bit by bit and piece by piece. Like, just keep going with it and gradually increase it. So you have to think about a car. Yeah, you can't get an old car to do loads and loads and loads of miles. It's within your own limits. And don't worry about it. Like, well, whatever your starting point is, everyone's got to start somewhere. Okay, let me see. I've missed number 8 somewhere. Okay, I'll just talk about diet quickly because that's here. When you eat junk food and stuff, just try and cut it out because it literally does affect your brain. It causes the crashes. If you look into the brain chemistry, it really does affect things massively, like before you'd even believe. Water, drink loads and loads of water, right, that's just pretty obvious. And what might not be obvious is number 9. Look through other people's eyes. So if you're sitting there on the couch and you're like, I need to get up and do some work, look through the eyes of someone you respect. So I look through my nan's eyes. If I say, look, I've got this opportunity now to really succeed with this business, I wouldn't want to disappoint my nan, for example, knowing how hard she's worked and the opportunities I've been given by my family. I look through my family's eyes a lot of the time at myself. Or you can do this with someone you really respect, some author or someone you think who's just fantastic. Get them, look through their eyes, look through them and see yourself. Anyone you can think of, look, and then you kind of feel like you're being judged in that kind of way. So if you look at someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger and you're trying to lift weights in the gym, and it's like, look, if you were Arnold Schwarzenegger looking at that person, like, of course that person who's not very strong can get stronger. So it just changes up your perception, and that is really, really powerful because you induce the other emotions of what other people would feel on yourself, if that makes sense. And the last one is perspective, and this is perspective of yourself. So looking at where you are at the moment to where you want to be. You're going to be at some point in the future doing something with your life, and it's like you have to look at yourself from a future point of view. So just really, get into the mindset of being able to visualize your future as much as you can, like thinking beyond now, and really look at it through different eyes. So the opportunity, for example, that we live in the UK where we can be anything we want to be, and then like to Africa as well. So how little opportunity they have over there. But the more you do this and you want to practice, the more kind of real that it becomes. So yeah, just practice it basically. And I hope that stuff helps you. I'll be back tomorrow with even more ways that you can have more energy and do other stuff.